Talẹ́ni tó mọ̀wé tó dẹ̀ tún mọ̀wé o. Bọ́lá Ahmed, rehabilitation reformation of education sector. Senator Banabi Adukoko Katomo mi Adukoko Who will lead Nigeria to the right path? Who has done it before and will do it again? Yes, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's talk about his achievement in the education sector as governor of Lagos State. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who was the governor of Lagos State between 1999 and 2007. Immediately after sworn in 1999, Asiwaju Tinubu initiated and commenced the era of reform, rehabilitation, and rebuilding of the education sector in the state, with a view to making public schools at the primary, secondary, and tertiary level attractive to the populace. Tinubu repositioned the education sector through the creation of enabling environment and improve on the teacher training, attendance of workshops and seminars, as well as improve the welfare package for teachers in the state. Between 2006 and 2007, Governor Tinubu activated the injection of massive funds to the tune of 1 billion naira for developmental projects in the Lagos State University, LASU. He immediately commenced the rehabilitation of primary and secondary schools in all divisions of the state through the schools rehabilitation program, massive construction of school furniture and equipping of laboratories, provision of free qualitative education for all pupils and students in all Lagos-owned primary and secondary schools, irrespective of their state of origin. In the year 2000, Asiwaju commenced the payment of WAEC and NECO fees as well as other internal examinations to ensure that indigent students do not drop out of school. A total of about 1.4 billion was expanded on 572,032 SS3 students for 8 consecutive years, irrespective of their state of origin. Rehabilitation of secondary schools, building of prototype classrooms, and resuscitation of abandoned and dilapidated classrooms immediately commenced in 38 schools. More than 2,000 new blocks of classrooms were constructed in primary schools. Over 500,000 new desks and chairs were procured for primary and secondary schools, thus eliminating the need for children to carry their furniture to and from home as it were before 1999. Educational materials were also procured for the teaching of science and technology. 4 millennium secondary schools, each with 39 classrooms, staff room, library, laboratories, and 60 toilets as new model for public schools were built and commissioned. Over 505 million naira was immediately spent on emergency repairs of falling roofs, damaged ceilings, collapsed fences, and provision of drainages in 133 schools under the Save Our Souls project. Asiwaju approved the payment of over 127 million as bursary scholarship awards to over 4,000 students in tertiary institutions. 6 tutor generals who were formerly school principals were also appointed as permanent secretaries to manage the 6 education districts created by him. Under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a total number of 48 schools were returned to their original owners. This includes 26 to Muslim owners and 16 to Christian missions who are the original owners. Under the coalition of the Restoration of Education, Empowerment and Development, CREED in Lagos State, checks worth 185 million naira were distributed to 263 schools for maintenance of structures, 103 senior secondary schools, 115 junior secondary schools, 5 technical schools, etc. all benefited. Tinubu initiated the development of computer, education, and provision of equipment to special schools. He approved the construction of staff quarters and provision of motorized boats for primary school teachers in rural riverine areas. He also introduced the free midday meals for primary schools from January 2001. Tinubu's administration spent 14.37 million naira on the rehabilitation of toilets, quarters, hotels, administrative blocks, classrooms, workshops, prototype building of Tescom and LED offices in some schools. Tinubu articulated and initiated free education program for the over 1.5 million children in 900 primary and 597 secondary schools. The sum of 135 million naira was disbursed as annual subvention to 5 special schools for the handicapped, Modupe Cole Children Care and Home at Tunda Olu School for the physically handicapped, Wesley School 1 and 11 for the deaf, and National Orthopedic Special Schools. Under Tinubu's administration, regular payment of teachers' salaries, arrears and pensions were ensured. A good sum of money was approved and released by Asiwaju Tinubu's administration for the Lagos State University, LASU, for the provision of infrastructural facilities at the institution. Several millions of naira were approved and released by Bola Tinubu's administration for the Lagos State Polytechnic, LASPOTED, for the provision of micro water works, as well as the movement of the school to its permanent site at Ikorodu. Asiwaju also ensured that all courses in the institution were accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE). In his bid to improve teachers' education in Lagos State, Asiwaju approved and released several millions of naira to Adenino Ogunsoya College of Education for the completion of its 5 ongoing projects and the execution of 8 new projects. Monies were also made available for the accreditation of our programs. Several millions of naira were also approved and released by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's administration to Lagos State College of Primary Education, Ekpe, for the completion and execution of new projects. In addition, he released funds for the accreditation of the institution's courses. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the right man, the right choice. Oh,
Alẹ́ni tó mọ̀wé tó dẹ̀ tún mọ̀wé Bola Ahmed, rehabilitation reformation of education sector. Òun ló kàn ẹgbẹ́ fún aláwọ̀ àdúgbò kàtọ́pọ̀ wà àdúgbò kan. Aṣíwájú ló lè ṣe òun ló mọ̀wé.
Tinubu Shetima Nigeria Front, Lagos State Chapter.